I grew up going to my community cycle center. It was basically a place where you could learn how to work on bikes. They had tons of free parts and cheap parts, and you could put them together into things. Around the same time, I was getting really interested in motorized vehicles of all shapes and forms, and I wanted to learn how to weld so that I could build a go-kart or something similar. It was Christmas 2015, and my parents got me a class at the Crucible. Crucible is this really cool makerspace in the Bay Area where they can teach you all different types of things. At the Crucible, I took a week-long class on MIG welding. The class centered around building a custom bike from scratch. With my newfound skill, I was eager to start my next project. For my next project, I decided to build a replica Board Track Racer. But what exactly is a Board Track Racer? Well, it's time for a little history lesson. This is footage of the LA Coliseum Motordrome. Opened in 1909, it was the first ever board track built for motorcycles. Board track racing gets its name from the track material, as races took place on banked, circular, or oval motordromes that were constructed out of wooden planks. These board tracks were originally used in motorcycle competitions where they became infamously known as murderdromes. As a dangerous and engaging spectator sport, interest exploded in the early 1920s, and board tracks, being inexpensive to construct, proliferated around the United States. By 1929, at least 29 board tracks had been built nationwide. However, the structures lacked durability and required extensive maintenance. With the onset of Black Tuesday and the Great Depression in 1929, most board tracks quickly fell into disuse. By 1931, 20 of the nation's 24 board tracks were shut down or abandoned. And from 1932 onward, there were no more championship events ever run on a board track again. Board tracks were notoriously dangerous. Being a wooden track, any crash could result in flying wooden splinters and debris. Racers were often ejected from their bikes as other racers tried to avoid them. With spectator stands mere feet from the track, when a rider lost control, they could be launched off the side and into the spectators. Many such fatalities occurred. As track pitches increased, racers were able to increase G-forces and cornering speeds. There were many casualties on board tracks, and no racer was safe, no matter their skill level. In the 1920s alone, 4 Indianapolis 500 winners would succumb to the dangers of the board track. History aside, what really fascinated me about board track racers was the design and the geometry. The shape of the track dictated that with enough momentum and proper pitch, the bike would essentially turn itself, and much higher speeds could be achieved. As such, primary design focus was placed on keeping the center of gravity low and the rider profile aerodynamic. Looking back at the bike, you can clearly see how the design and the geometry follow these cues. With this in mind, let's take a look at a replica board track racer built using a modified beach cruiser frame. This photo is the exact photo I found all those years ago that inspired me. You see, in this photo we can clearly see a cheap eBay 2-stroke motor kit that has been stylized. I recognized it immediately, and I realized I could build something almost identical. Eagerly, I ran down to my local community cycle center and searched for parts. Once there, I got lucky and found a perfect old steel beach cruiser frame and wheel set, as well as an old steel fork and handlebar that would work perfectly if I inverted it. But the real find was a vintage book saddle that would just tie everything together. Here you can see it all assembled next to my childhood dog Lucy. I just want to thank Lucy for an amazing 15 years. To make the bike look the way I wanted, I knew it would need a new paint job, so I started with the wheels. After cleaning them up and masking them, I hit them with some maroon paint, which was going to be the base coat for the whole bike. I should mention this is around the same time I was getting my graduation photos taken. After finishing with the wheel set, I set about sanding the frame and getting it ready for paint. I put a base coat of maroon down and then hit it with the black paint in kind of a splotchy pattern to add sort of a patina look. You can see here clearly with the frame and the wheel set done, it's looking pretty good already. Then the cream wheels I ordered on Amazon came, and it really brought it together. Shout out to my dad for taking me to the bike shop all those times and helping me. And to Lucy for keeping me company. Around this time, the 50th Super Bowl was taking place, and in San Francisco too. So me and Hank headed into the city to see how it'd come alive with celebration. We saw a crashed supercar, went up to Coit Tower for some epic views, and then we walked to one of our favorite view spots. After that, we headed back the same way we came for Coit Tower and a sunset. This still has to be one of my favorite sunsets to memory. Unfortunately, I didn't take photos of the build process, but I patinaed each and every piece of the kit individually to make them seem worn, with fake oil and everything. My best technique was to use like a doggy bag and basically spray the end of it with some black spray paint and then rub it on, and then take a cloth rag and rub it off. This is the result, and I think that speaks for itself. It came out great, looking at my reference, and again at the result. So I had to mount the gas tank, as you can see, on the rear rack, which I actually fashioned out of wood, and then I attached these cool ammo crates to it to make it look a little bit more period correct or stylized. I got a tin can, or rather like a can of corn, and I painted it red to make that little oil canister, which you can see there. And then for this sort of fake gas tank thing, I actually found a piece for a like beach cruiser on eBay, and I ordered that, painted that, and I epoxied it right there. In this photo, you can also see this little leather pouch I put at the end, as well as this little license plate, which I thought was really cool. Some people might be curious. It maxed out at about 20-25 miles per hour, and it was loud and smelly. So what happened to it? It got stolen straight out of my yard. So can't have nice anything, I guess, right? But that's the story. It was a really good time, and I'm happy I built it. If you have any questions, or maybe want to do a build like this yourself, feel free. Comment, send me a message, and I'll try and get back to you. Sources, as always, will be a pinned comment. Please like and subscribe. I'm really trying to get this channel off the ground. Yeah, make sure to hit that bell too so you don't miss anything. Videos bi-weekly on Saturdays, so stay tuned for that. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Get away.